Hello, everyone. Rabbi Rosen here. Thank you so much for spending a few moments with me. I have some brief thoughts I'd like to share with you before Shabbat. Most of us have probably heard that the mourner's Kaddish is unique in that it has no mention of death whatsoever. It's simply a prayer of affirmation. But that kind of reality extends in Jewish life in other ways as well. The words we have for commemoration of life and death in the period after the experience of loss are also quite neutral. We have Shiva, meaning just 7 days after a funeral, days of mourning, and Shloshim, 30 days, the next stage, Yortzeit, a year. None of these make mention of death. In fact, none of them even make mention of God. And perhaps most ironic is that the Hebrew word for funeral also leaves death out of the equation. It is simply levaya, a time in which we accompany. We accompany mourners on their journey of grief by showing honor and care and love by being there at the time of their great loss, at the time of burial, at the time of deep memory. It is a remarkable thing to observe what happens in Israel whenever a great sage passes away, or a soldier, a victim of terror, and most recently, of course, the terrible loss of the hostages that died this past week. People show up for the funerals of each and every individual by the thousands, so many that the streets are clogged, and in many respects, that area comes to a standstill. People have, in many instances, no personal knowledge of the loved one who has died, but by that same token, they need to be there. They need to show that they care. They need to be milavim, those who accompany the mourners as we accompany an individual to their lasting place of rest. This evening, most immediately, of course, in our time frame, we are called upon to be milavim. We are gathering for a special Shabbat service in which we will commemorate the loss of those precious, precious souls who died in Gaza at the hands of Hamas, some of whom this past week, and many others as well. We will honor them, and by coming and being together, we will show how much we care. And in the time frame after this Shabbat, let us also be milavim. Let us be those who accompany the spirit, the souls, the very essences of these precious individuals who differed by background and in age and in so many different ways, but were all a part of the fabric of the Jewish nation. By being witnesses to the very best within them, we will continue to offer strength and comfort to those families that remain and to each and every part of the Jewish experience. Let them not have died in vain. Let us be those who keep alive the flame of their experience. Let us be those who accompany the deceased in their final journey to their lasting places of rest, and let us accompany those who love them in all ways, shapes, and forms. Thank you so much for this time you have spent with me today. Shabbat Shalom.